Actually, can you get claps on yours? Just as the mic can clap you.
Clap?
It's just for the sake. Oh no, yeah, like in sync because it's the style of the video.
Oh, like all three of us clap?
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to another episode of Born and Bred. I'm your host, daCosta, of course. And every time I say we've got a special episode, but it's true because we have a very special city. But this one, I'm particularly excited about. Obviously, before I talk over you guys, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'll start first. My name's Saagalee. I've been on Born and Bred before. I'm the director of Shoot, as well as I'm a street journalist running a platform called Locationist. And I'm with my beautiful team right now, and they'll introduce themselves.
Hey guys, I'm Moudi. It's my first time on Born and Bred. Creative director of Shoot, freelance photographer.
What's up, everyone? My name is Omar. I'm the events manager for Shoot, and yeah, let's get to it.
You guys already know, but I'm a huge fan of what you guys are doing with Shoot. For any of you guys that were there at the event last year, it was excellent. I was blown away, and the fact that you guys planned the whole thing pretty much here at Marshall Street Studio in like a month's time, and had the turnout you did and everything like that, was just insane. I think just the impact it had and the experience was just like, it's no wonder that it's about to be a massive turnout here. And I guess like the first thing I kind of want to ask is pretty much like, how did Shoot come to be? I know the story, but a lot of people don't. And I think a lot of people see something like this and think that it must have been some sort of like, massive. Well, it was a massive undertaking, but I imagine people kind of see it and think that, how does something like that happen? So yeah, how did it happen? How did you guys start it?
Essentially, it was honestly just an idea. Not even an idea, sorry. So it was a conversation I had with my partner, shout out Jay, where she did something really dope for her birthday. She did like an amazing race where she, like her close friends and family traveled around Australia, like Melbourne, to kind of like find clues to win the prize of like the amazing race. And then like for her 23rd, I said, yo, maybe you should do like a basketball tournament. And she said, that's more of your thing than mine. And I looked at myself and I was like, you know what? It actually is, because most of my friends, most of my brothers, who I call my brothers today, I met through basketball. It's like the first love. It taught me a lot about discipline, how to be, how to stay true to myself, how to work hard, all these type of things. I've networked with amazing people. It was during lockdown too, so I said, all right, maybe I might do something small. By the time it's my birthday, which is late October, we will be out of lockdown. So I was like, all right, let me book the local stadium, like court. Let me book a ref. Let me pay for a photographer that I knew or a DJ that I knew, and let me at least make it kind of entertaining, something fun. And then, with multiple attempts with like local stadiums across Melbourne, no one was really getting back to me. I kind of got some replies here and there, but still no solid answers. I found some random like court that it almost looked fake because it was so good on the website. So I hit them up on the inquiries page platform, and they got back to me like within 2 days, and they said, hey, would you like to jump on a Zoom call? I jumped on a Zoom call with them, and then they said, look, we want you to do it, like say less. I explained to them in the Zoom call that I kind of want to make it like a charity event, and I wanted to do it for mental health. There's many reasons why. Because one, mental health has been a massive impact for not just myself, but everyone around me due to lockdown. My mom's a mental health clinician, so she told me at a very early age the impacts and effects that we may face growing up, and with drugs and alcohol, all these things that I feel like maybe we aren't really educated as much when you're 13, but my mom kind of told me in a nice way. And she's always said, maybe you should do something for people your age where you kind of talk about that or get the conversation going. So I told them that, and they said, yo, we love it, you can do it. And the venue was so amazing, that's where the event happened, that I said, like, it has to be amazing, it has to be good. And they said, you have like 1 month to do it. So I hit up people who had experience doing small community basketball tournaments in the area. Shout out Hannah, shout out Zach, those are the first people I kind of contacted. And they were helping me at the start. They were definitely giving me different insights. For example, Hannah was telling me, like, asking me, like, how are you gonna pay for it? I said, I'll just pay for it myself. He's like, how much do you reckon it'll cost? And the price to how much it actually cost was not even near it, So, he's like, yo, get a sponsor. And then like, he kind of got the conversation going with me and helping me understand how to get sponsors. And then slowly I started hitting up people that I consider family and friends. and then that became the team. And then like I think that's a perfect, opportunity for like Moudi and Deuce to kind of talk about how they got involved in it. So like I'll leave the floor for you guys.
I remember the way, like shoot. Okay, so I was at a friend's house. Shout out Ronald. I was just walking around, and then I just went into a room. I was kicking it, and I see Saagalee in there. I'm like, what's Saagalee doing here? Like, this is random. And then he's like, yo, I have this idea for my birthday. I want to do like a charity basketball event. And I was like, oh, true. So he's like explaining it to me. And he's like, would you like to do like the media side? And I was like, yeah, for sure. That's why I hooped myself. I met him through basketball, met Deuce through basketball as well. And then from there, the last thing I remember him telling me was like, yeah, we have a month. And I was like, wait, like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, we gotta do this in a month. I was like, all right, let's run it. And now we're here, Final Four. Get your tickets, November 20th.
Yes, sir.
Quick promo.
Nah, for sure, yeah. Nah, I think for me personally, it was started from the start as well, like with Saagalee just speaking about the event or him actually trying to do something small for just all the guys in the community and stuff like that. So like he said, for his birthday and stuff. And he was just sending me like fly ideas and, inspirational like pictures and etc. And yeah, like I was just trying to kind of give him my insight of what we can and what we can't do, or if this possible or is this achievable in the the 1 month span that we had. And that's how it kind of started. Like Saagalee said, everyone just connected one by one, and we said, you know what, we've got 30 days, let's make it happen.
Within a month of doing this with the team, shout out to Marshall for letting us be in this space throughout that time. There's a lot of moments we've spent upstairs in the studio room just trying to figure out a way to go about it. Spending our time in the crib as well, like all these type of times and moments in that month. One thing led to another. We had an amazing event. We had almost like 500 people attend. We raised over $16,000. One thing that was very particular with what we were doing with the money was we wanted to give it to an organization, but we always said like, with these donations that we see, this money was raised for this organization. We don't know where it's going. We don't know what's happening with the money. It could go to like office space, for example. We just don't know. So we said to Foundation, I was like, hey, we'd love to give you the money, but we'd like to have a say in how it's handled. And they were so interested by that the CEO attended and he donated 10K as well. So it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. Shout out Paris, shout out the whole Foundation House team. And that's where we're here now. And there's so much things we've done this year, but I guess we can go into more detail about that a little bit later.
Kind of already touched on it before with what we were saying about mental health, but I guess on both the collective and individual level, why is something like Shoot or Shoot necessary?
There's always been like dope ideas in here and there, but this was so important and so close to me that I made sure that it happened, you know what I mean? Like regardless of what was gonna happen around it, it was so important for me to make it happen because one, mental health is very close to me, close to my family. And like, I say this all the time, my team knows, we haven't had a day like this in so long. So I'm speaking from like a basketball point of view. I used to play for the SSNBA. And when I tell you like, me and a group of other guys would spend months preparing and planning for this tournament just so that we can show it in front of our community. Like, we would be up at 7 a.m. every day at Eagles, working out with a guy just so we can get right for this tournament. So it kept us focused, it kept us aligned. And then like, that was the same effect for everyone across Melbourne, as well as Sydney. People from Sydney, Canberra, Perth, they all showed up for this tournament. So when that got taken away, there's so many effects that it had, as well as people were, were falling down this hole of, effects of the mental health, falling into different addictions just to kind of get by. They were kind of distracted and lost. So it was just like, we need a day like this where people can stay focused, not only the athletes, but today where people can reconnect. Last year wasn't just the athletes getting active. We haven't been social throughout the whole 2 years of that lockdown periods, where if you were to show up and see people you haven't seen in ages, that's social engagement, you know what I mean? You're getting active through just conversations and reconnecting. Creatives, it was a beautiful platform for creatives to kind of just pull up, take photos, show their talent and skills. And that's where we met so many dope artists that I've never seen before. We're a part of the team now, you know what I mean? And then like, as well as that, like, it's just, people got to experience, like, for example, Bola Foods lives, her restaurant is far away, right? She was there in the West providing her food. People from the West got to experience that, you know what I mean? So like, it's just so many different outlets and avenues for people to just kind of be together, reconnect, get active, stay focused as well for the athletes, and just have something to look forward to. And that's so important. And like you said, I would love for it to be a thing where my little cousins and like, you know, their friends can be like, hey, shoots next Sunday or whatever it is. Like, I'm gonna pull up, come. So it's like a thing where people growing up, they say, hey, you going to shoot this year? It's like, yeah, last year was fire. This player was a killer. Like that person has a personality. It's a spot for people to just kind of all come to. It's very safe, very neutral, and everyone just enjoys themselves. So those are the reasons why I'm so passionate about it. And I just don't want to do this for like, you know, a small little scale of it. I want to keep growing, and I know my team obviously with that as well. But that's kind of my point of view. But obviously everyone has a different why as well.
I feel like mine is very similar to yours. It's just like we were locked up for 2 years. Didn't really see that much people, mental health, you know, depression. But like that day, we brought everybody together, and that was like beautiful. I seen people that I haven't seen in 2 years, and then just the conversation alone just made me happy. You know what I mean? I feel like it was just all smiles. It was good energy, and yeah, just like you said, the SSNBA, when that was taken away from us, like a lot of my homies that hoop also like went through, you know, mental health issues and stuff, addiction, and then it's tough. But Shoot is definitely like bringing that back, like, you know.
On my end, it was really simple. It's about giving back. That was kind of my main reason, my why, because all of us can agree on this. We're all raised to give back. But, you know, throughout our life and our careers and whatever we're doing, we sometimes forget to actually do that, or we do it on a minimal level. So when we were doing shoot and stuff like that, obviously it was the mental health aspect. So we're giving back for people that obviously have been affected with COVID and stuff, or by COVID. And the second thing was just giving back by people coming and connecting again. You know, that was taken away from us for such a long time. And, you know, we're blessed that it didn't affect us as bad as it affected other people, but, you know, it doesn't take away from those people the exact same level. Like they're on the same level as us, if that makes sense. So for me, it was just about giving back, and, you know, seeing all those faces, seeing young people, seeing, you know, our, like people from our community, seeing, you know, our parents and our family members and stuff like that. And for me, that was like kind of like, all right, cool. We're on the right path now. We're giving back. We're doing the right thing. This is always what we stood by. We just didn't have a way to do it.
Yeah.
So now we actually have one stream of doing it. You know, there's one way of doing it now. Obviously, we're going to be working on towards so many other ways individually and as a collective. But that was kind of the main, okay, let's do it. Let's give back, and let's show people that there's still, you know, good within our community, because there's a lot of good. Like there's a lot of good within our community, but it's kind of just been shattered away or put aside for the last couple of years because obviously COVID and stuff like that. So yeah. I
think just kind of adding to that too, I think a big reason why it's so powerful, like that you guys are giving back in the way you are, is that the fact that this whole thing is, you know, for the community, by the community. Like I think I was talking to Titan about it last week actually, and he was saying that like the thing about an event like Shoot is that like it is ultimately it's a community event. So technically, in terms of like legally or whatever, it would fall in the same category as like when the council puts on a fair. But it's like when the council puts on a fair, they're just like, oh, put some money in it, here's a fair for the families to go to. It's very like, it's very out of touch, or it's very based on like an old idea. Oh, people used to like, people like fairs, will just do fairs. But this is so, it's just so culturally aware and catered to the community. And obviously you got a massive turnout last year, all sold out, and then this year, at the time of shooting this, it's not sold out yet, but it's gonna sell out soon. So if the tickets aren't sold out by the time this video drops, get one now, because if you miss it, you're not gonna get in, and you're gonna regret it, I promise you. But you know, it's just so culturally relevant as well. And I think that is really important, both on a giving back, literally in terms of like providing, you know, just, you know, the fun time, the community, but even just on like a kind of a standard of excellence, you know, like it's just for people kind of in the community, just seeing that this is the level in which we're doing things, you know what I mean? Because I think part of the reason why it was so shocking that you guys planned this thing in a month was because everything was like pristine, like, you know, like the logo, I mean, the logo is sick. Like whoever, shout out to whoever designed that. Sorry?
Ronald. That's the reason I was at Ronald's house, and this guy was, my bad. Yeah, the reason why Moudi, I was at Ronald's house and he was the guy that did the logo. Shout out him, he also did my logo for Locationist as well. So that's my plug right there, letting out all my secrets. But yeah, and then, you know, Moudi was there, and then I ran into Moudi. So yeah, he's the guy for us, so shout out him. Yeah.
So, you know, with the Final Four coming in a few days, what can we expect what can we expect from this event? Because obviously it's a different level. Like, I mean, you've had way more time to plan it, way more sponsors, bigger team. You know, just the little snippets here I've seen here, and the venue is wicked. Yeah, what can we expect?
I would say great competition. The competition level is gonna be crazy this year because we got Mr. Top Shotters over here.
Sir.
The Redemption, they
Redemption right
lost
now.
last year against Different Gravy, and yeah, Different Gravy's squad is elite. Top Shotters is elite. Deuce's team is elite. Like I'm saying, yeah, it's a great competition, and just everybody pulling up and just seeing everybody again.
Yeah, cool.
neat.
I'll just add on a side note as well. Actually, make sure that you're lined up. Make sure you're like looking around because everyone's gonna be there. You don't, you know,
Oh God.
you never know. You might be your husband, might be your wife. You know, just I'll just leave it on the side. But yeah. What else? I know you guys are like there are gonna be like way more booths, way more stalls. Like there are gonna be way more activities as well. Like, and tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've put so much into this event, this one coming out right now. Like we have more time. We had more time to do it, and yeah, like we have more food trucks. We're also having a photo booth where everyone just pull up. It's unlimited photos. Literally just get some photos with your family, friends, have fun, enjoy it. It's a memory. It's gonna be a day you literally say to everyone, I saw everybody there. This is a day I'll never forget. We got basketball arcades, the one you see at the at Time Zone and stuff. We got that on the day. We got face painting as well. It's very family friendly. So oh, by the way, I actually forgot to say, kids that are 12 and under, you guys come in for free. We just want you guys to be there and enjoy yourself. And yeah, honestly, like it's just, there's so much going on. You know, Titan was talking about how like the athletes competition level is going to be high, but it's not just for the men's because this year we got women's playing this year. So we have 3 elite girls, women teams that are playing this year. We just did a shoot with them last week, and man, they're hyped, they're excited, and they're really elite. Anyways, that's the real fact of it all. So yeah, we have high competition. We got a dunk contest, 3-point. We're doing giveaways. We're also doing a raffle, where if you just pay for $1, you have your chance to win 3 major prizes, which we'll be announcing very, very soon. It might be out by the time you watch this. And also, we're selling merch this year. The people have been speaking, and we hear you guys, and we make it work. So right now, we got this merch right here. This is like the baggy, oversized box fits, the ones, similar to Uniqlo. Majority of the team love Uniqlo, so we rock it. So we made sure that the shirt quality is just like that. And behind as well, say Hoop for a Cause, you'll see on the day. But yeah, those are the kind of things that I can remember right now. There's still so much more. But yeah, man.
Just to add on to what the boys have said, for me, it's very simple, attention to detail. Like you said, we had almost a year to plan out this event. It wasn't a month like last year and stuff like that. So attention to detail is very, very precise this year. So we're looking at everything. Every single angle of the venue is going to be covered with the things that we need it to be covered. And people are going to enjoy, like what Saagalee said, people are going to remember this day because everything that you want to do at an event like this is there. So make sure if this will be out by the time of the event. So make sure you get your tickets and don't lack because none of us are going to pick up our phones.
I think one thing we almost forgot to mention are the musical acts. Born and Bred is like basically a music show in so many ways. I can't believe I forgot to mention it. But yeah, you're having like some of Melbourne's best on the decks performing. Can you tell us a little bit about who's going to be on?
Yeah, for sure. With some pretty big names, lining up this year. Last year's acts, we had some awesome people. We had Sully. We had
Shout out Sully.
Yeah, shout out Sully. But for this year, we got to shout out Moudi. The PL General. We got Pick Last. We got Mango. We got CD. We got 3K. All these guys are genuine people. They're masters of their craft. They're really putting in the work, and you guys are going to see it this year as well. So, like I said, shout out to PL. They're all going to be there. For DJs, we're going to have C-Patch. We're going to have Moe from PL. We're going to have Forward from PL. And we're going to have Christina from Rhythm as well. Shout out to the Rhythm crew as well.
Before we finish, tell us a little bit about that. So where's the actual proceeds going?
Yeah, so last year we focused towards mental health. And what we've done with the money is we've ran multiple school programs all across Melbourne in which we gave what is called a shoot package. And in this package is a journal with prompt questions just to get kids to understand how to write and questions to get them started in writing, because that helped me growing up understand myself. So imagine someone in year 7 and 9 doing that. Also like a USB pen, poster, and like a creative pamphlet with QR codes to tutorials for different outlets such as photography, journalism, editing, music, basketball. And then what we've also done in that pamphlet is have Instagrams of people in Melbourne who are doing these things, because you could see people doing it online and YouTube around Australia, around the world. But when you see people doing it around you, that motivates you to do it as well. So that's kind of what we did in the creative aspect with this school program regarding mental health and having these conversations also with these kids. But we've also done social media campaigns where we've sat down and had long formatted conversations with professionals as well as ourselves from a younger perspective, talking about these type of things, which they're out right now in multiple Melbourne-based platforms. And yeah, we've done a few other things as well. That's what we did with the money, right? But this year, we're aiming for bigger. We want to split half of the proceeds continuing on mental health. One of the big goals that the team and I have that we really want to do is give people free therapy. That's a big goal of ours, and you know it takes time to get to that goal, but that's one of the goals we have. The other 50% is going to go towards giving unprivileged kids bikes to transport safely and get active at the same time, as well as relieve stress from their parents from traffic and just having to wait an hour just so they can find a spot close to the house, to school, sorry. So that's what we're doing this year. And like all the tickets, every single ticket that is bought, you're donating. Like it's not going towards us at all. We're not making profit from this at all. So just come through. Even the raffle tickets are going towards the donations. Like we're trying to figure out different ways where this can just help our community and just help us grow, you know what I mean? So that's where the money is going. So by you getting a ticket and just being there, having fun and enjoying yourself, you're contributing to the cause. So be there.
For real.
Yeah.
And like Omar said, like if you want to support me, subscribe to Born and Bred, follow Born X Bred on Instagram, check out bornxbred.com, the website as well. Make sure that you follow all these guys as well. I'm gonna have the links to their Instagrams in the bios. I can't remember all the Instagrams, but the one I do know is @ShootAU. Make sure you follow that on Instagram. Do not miss out. Pull up, make sure that you're there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on as well.
Thank you for having us. Man.
I literally can't wait for the event. Like literally, like it's
Exciting,
yeah. Like there's buzz in the house. Like my fam's keen as well. Like it's gonna be special. It's gonna be special. Like I said, you know where to find all the links. I've said it already. It's all gonna be in the bio in the video. Until then, we'll see you at Shoot a Shoot. But for now, that is a wrap. There we go.
Uptight. I never seem to do what's right. I'm sick and tired of trying too hard.